What's going on, YouTube? We're back doing a video on Rogue Company. Now this is going to be our first video, and in this video we're going to be going over 5 major tips that help me take my game to the next level, and I know these tips are going to help you because I haven't seen anybody talk about these tips, and I only know these tips from my experience of playing third-person shooters, and the proof is in the pudding, man. I got 1,000 kills in under 18 hours of playing this game. 1,000 kills. So I know what I'm talking about. So I'm going to keep this video nice and short. I'm not going to go through all this crazy stuff to make it a 10-minute video. We're going to get straight into it with our first tip of the video. We're going to be going over centering. Centering is the main aspect in a third-person shooter where your crosshairs are always in the center of your screen, and it's a main aspect in every FPS, but in third person especially, because in this game every shot matters. One shot could be the difference of you dying or living. So you always, no matter where you are, no matter where you think your opponent's at, you want to have your crosshairs centered to where you're going to assume that they're going to come out of, so you don't have to swing to them, you don't have to do any of that. You're immediately locked on them and you're hitting your shots. All right, that's number 1. Number 2, right hand advantage. Right hand advantage in third person games is huge because in Rogue they have an option where you get switched to your left side, but for me, in my opinion, the left side feels awkward and clunky. I don't like it. I like aiming in on the right side, so you always want to have right hand advantage. You want to have cover where you could peek out and then go back in, and you don't have to take a lot of damage, and you have the advantage over your opponent, because if you have right hand advantage, that means that if they're aiming on the left, they're awkward, and if they're not aiming in on the left, you definitely have an advantage because you can see them way more than they can see you, and that's a fact. All right, for the third tip, we're going to be going over hip firing. I have been maining Lancer for about 2 days now, and Lancer is one of the best aggressive characters, and if you are an aggressive type of playstyle, you need to practice hip firing. Hip firing is crucial because if I'm aiming down my sights and you're hip firing, you're 100% going to hit me first because I have to aim down my sights. Now, unless you buy the perk that automatically makes you aim down fast, then okay, maybe you might be the same speed as me, but my reaction time is going to be quicker. That split millisecond, whatever it is, when I'm hip firing, I win way more fights compared to when I'm aimed down sights and I'm pushing somebody. That's just a fact. So how do you get good at hip firing? Practice. You're going to suck in the beginning. You're going to miss all your shots. Trust me, when I started hip firing mainly in this game, I was missing my shots. I was losing a lot of battles. But as I kept hip firing, I kept getting better and better and better. I'm winning more of these battles that I was losing before. So far with centering, right hand advantage, and hip firing, those are 3 things you constantly just need to practice and get in the rhythm of, so you get better and better at doing it. All right, now for the 4th tip, we're going to be talking about crouching and strafing. These are 2 key types of movements for third person that will separate you from the rest of the group all the time. You will see somebody just standing there, but if you're spamming the crouch button, if you're strafing back and forth, you immediately become a harder target to hit, which means you're going to land a lot more shots than they do. Now for me, I play claw, so I constantly have my finger, my thumb on my right stick, so I'm not missing my shots, and I have my index finger on my B, so I can spam the crouch button. Now if you don't play claw, you could bind your buttons to do what's comfortable for you. Now if you have a scuff controller, then you're set. You're set. You have the paddles in the back. You're all good. All right. So, but crouching and strafing is what's going to separate you from the rest of the crowd and really advance your game to the next level. All right. 2 key movements. Now, for the last tip, we're going to be going over map awareness and what to buy first when you first load up into the game. For map awareness, there's a key tip that I haven't seen anybody talk about. It's when you hold your select button and RB, you're going to pop up your entire map, which will give you a layout of where they're spawning, and you kind of get a general idea of where they're going to come from, which gives you an advantage to set up and wait for them. All you got to do, you know that, like if I'm playing strikeout, I know there's an objective, I know where they're coming from, I know where to position myself to give myself the best opportunity to succeed and kill most of the enemies that are pushing the objective. Map awareness also. You got to look for cover in this game. Cover is a huge part in this game. It will get you out of so many sticky situations, and it will help you just better yourself to succeed in the game, man. You want to get kills, you want to help your team win. How do you do that? By putting yourself in the best position to kill the enemy team. Now, if you're playing demolition or strikeout, doesn't matter. You need to have map awareness and need to know what's going on around you with your teammates, with the enemy, all that good stuff. All right. And what to buy first? Now, generally, I don't buy anything the first round. Reasons I don't buy anything in the first round: you start out with $12,000 if you're playing strikeout. Everybody else is probably buying a gun. So when I load up, if my teammates get a kill, guess what? I'm going to that guy's body and taking his gun. Now I have a gun to play with. And if by the next round I do decent to really good, I'm looking at anywhere from like $23,000 to like $30,000. And guess what I could do with that? Upgrade my gun all the way maxed out, and I'm good for the next couple rounds. I have my gun maxed out after the first round. I'm looking at a really powerful weapon, and that's what any character you could do that with. Now the pistols, some pistols suck, some pistols don't, but the main key you guys have to know is just loot. Go around trying to get enemies' weapons, trying to do the best you can to make sure that you don't have to spend any money. You want to give yourself the best chance to succeed in the later rounds. You know what I'm saying? So anyways, to review, we got our first tip, which is going to be centering. Second tip, right hand advantage. Third tip, hip firing if you're an aggressive player. Even if you're not an aggressive player, if you're sitting back waiting on the objective and some guy just pops up on you and you don't know what to do, just you gotta hip fire, man. You can't aim down that sight, because that split second of you aiming down the sight could be the difference, like I said, from you living or dying. And then crouching, strafing for the movement. Need to practice those two things so you can separate yourself from the rest of the pack, and you could constantly put up big kill games and stuff like that. And then for the last tip, we went over map awareness, knowing what's going around in the map, and then what to buy first. All right, so that's gonna be the video, nice and short. I didn't like to stretch it out. I hope you guys did enjoy the video. If you did, leave a thumbs up, subscribe if you're new. I am trying to stream this game every day, so if you do want to see more content live, come through to the stream, say what's up, and look forward to more posts on this game, man. So I appreciate you guys stopping by. Have a blessed day, and peace.